Hello, welcome to Spanish Lessons with Dr. Alan Davison. The videos in this series are designed to be used with the Blurzo el Burro graded Spanish reader. The reader is available at Amazon.com or through my website at blurzo.com. Have fun. All nouns in Spanish are either masculine or feminine. We have, for example, el libro, the book. We also have la mesa, the table. There's often no rhyme or reason as to why a noun is masculine or feminine. Of course, if it's referring to a human being or an animal, then it's based on gender. But there's no particular reason why a book should be masculine and a table should be feminine. It's just the way it is, and we have to learn those the gender differences in Spanish. Okay, to go with those nouns, masculine and feminine, we have also the definite and indefinite articles. Okay. Definite articles are articles which refer to a specific noun. In English, the definite article, we only have one, and that is the. We have the book, the books, the table, the tables, a specific book or specific books. Okay? In Spanish, we have four forms of the definite articles. We have el for masculine singular. We have los for masculine plural. We have la for feminine singular, and we have las for feminine plural. So, for example, the book becomes el libro. The table, la mesa. The books, more than one book, los libros. And as we mentioned in an earlier video, if a noun ends in a vowel, you make it plural by simply adding an s. La mesa, the tables then becomes las mesas. Okay? El libro, los libros. La mesa, las mesas. Let's try a few. The book, el libro. The books, los libros. The table, la mesa. The tables, las mesas. Okay? Four different forms of the. We also have, of course, what we call indefinite articles. Okay? These refer to an indefinite noun. In English, the indefinite articles are a or a and some. We have a book, some books. A table, some tables. In Spanish, the indefinite articles for the masculine singular, un, feminine singular, una, masculine plural, unos, feminine plural, unas. So, un libro in English is a book. Unos libros, some books. A table, una mesa. Some tables, unas mesas. So let's go through a few of these. You tell me what the Spanish one is. The book, that would be el libro. The tables, that would be las mesas. Some tables, that would be unas mesas. Some books, unos libros. A table, una mesa. The table, la mesa. A book, un libro. The books, los libros. So you can practice with those by going back through this video or just on your own. Okay. Okay, I did mention a slight irregularity with some of the plural forms in the earlier video, and the irregularities are these. If you have a noun that ends in an S, for example, la crisis, meaning the crisis, the plural of a noun ending in S does not change. So in other words, the crises, more than one crisis, would be las crisis. Okay? We also have words that end in Z, for example, el lápiz, the pencil. The plural becomes los lápices. The Z changes to a C before E. You never have a Z before an E in Spanish. Even the English word zero in Spanish is spelled cero. Okay? So some slight spelling changes with plurals. Okay, we now have definite and indefinite articles. Let's put an adjective with these. We have different types of adjectives. We have adjectives that end in E, etc., O, etc. The ones you have to be more careful about are adjectives ending in O. Those adjectives, when they're describing a noun, have to agree both in number and in gender, that is masculine or feminine. Okay? For example, you want to say the good book, we say el libro bueno. And adjectives in Spanish, probably about 85% of the time or more, follow the noun that they describe. Okay? They don't come before as they do so often, well, all the time in English. Okay, so the good book becomes el libro bueno. The good table, on the other hand, becomes la mesa. That's an E. Let's spell that, make that legible there for you. La mesa buena. Okay, and it must also agree in numbers. So the good book, el libro bueno, plural. The good books, los libros buenos. La mesa buena, las mesas buenas. Okay, of course the same goes if you're using the indefinite article, un libro bueno, una mesa buena, unos libros buenos, unas mesas buenas. Okay, so a good book, un libro bueno. The good book, el libro bueno. Some good books, unos libros buenos. Some good tables, unas mesas buenas. The good tables, las mesas buenas. The good books, los libros buenos. A good table, una mesa buena. The good table, la mesa buena. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at another adjective. If the adjective does not end in O, or if the adjective does not end in R, because adjectives that end in R also have to agree in gender, that is the adjective, for example, trabajador, which means hardworking, would become, for the masculine, el profesor trabajador, la profesora trabajadora. Okay, that you would have to add the A to that one as well. Of course, the plural, los profesores trabajadores, las profesoras trabajadoras. With other adjectives, for example, the adjective interesante, you only have to worry about singular and plural. You don't have to worry about gender. The interesting book, el libro interesante, los libros interesantes, la mesa, because it ends in an E, it's not, you don't change it, only with the ones ending in O or R. So la mesa interesante stays the same. Los libros interesantes stays the same. Of course, same down here. The interesting, an interesting book, un libro interesante, an interesting table, una mesa interesante, unos libros interesantes, unas mesas interesantes. So the only thing with you're going to have to worry about if it ends in an E like this is singular plural. Okay, so there you have definite and indefinite articles, and agreement of adjectives. As I mentioned earlier, adjectives generally follow nouns in Spanish. Okay, muy bien, hasta luego.